Good morning, Campground and RV Park owners, operators, and managers. Brian Searle here, founder and CEO of Insider Perks. Really excited to be connecting with you daily in this one-on-one video format, doing our best to provide some practical tips, tricks, marketing advice, things that you can do to help increase your revenue, increase your camper nights, and just overall be more successful. So here's the thing, we're recording these videos on my Google Pixel phone because my Logitech Brio webcam is really horrible, keeps flickering in and out behind me. I actually tried to do this video today on the Brio webcam again. Logitech came out with some new software, so I recorded the entire thing. It was a fantastic video, and then the whole thing was out of sync. So really kind of not super happy with Brio, not going to really give them another chance now. They had that. And just going to kind of move on and try to get a better camera. So in the meantime, really appreciate your patience here with my audio. I know it's not 100% clear. It's probably a little echoey in my office with the high ceilings, kind of a warehouse type setting. So really appreciate you bearing with me here. Today what I want to talk about, and we missed a video yesterday, I apologize for that. I keep telling stories, but yesterday we got kind of into a WordPress website thing for a client, spent about 12 hours working on that, and really wasn't feeling doing the daily video at about 10 o'clock at night, so I skipped it. I apologize. Hopefully not too many of you are waiting on that, but we're going to catch up with the content here and keep it rolling. So today we're going to talk about targeting your content to your audience. And so we did a video about your audience, figuring out who they are. We did the triangle thing that I messed up with, figuring out who they are in person and figuring out who they are using your analytics, and then using things like call tracking as well to figure out, well, are they young, are they old, what are their age range, where are they coming from, male, female, what do they like, all those kinds of things. Just cleaning as much data as possible, because then you have the ability to target them, and it's not like a creepy thing. You have the ability to target them and give them what they want, the information that they find valuable. And as long as you're doing it for the right reasons, then it's a great thing for both people involved. So once you figure out your audience, then your next step is to target content to them on social media. And so let's say you're going after a younger audience, then maybe you focus more on Snapchat or Instagram. If you're targeting an older audience, maybe you focus more on Facebook. And that's not to say that you ignore one over the other, but maybe you put a little bit more effort into the one where your audience is, or where you think your audience is, in the beginning at least, as you continue to work toward refining these things. And then focus your content strategy based on what they find valuable. So instead of the old adage where every business is throwing out buy, reserve now, book now, look at this campsite, check out my deal, this is my special offer, which is what a lot of people like to throw out there and just put out a bunch of noise, what you really need to do is figure out a way to provide value to people. Because think about what you want to see on social media. There's ads everywhere, right? There's posts scrolling by you all the time, interrupting your news feed from maybe the people who you're trying to really connect with and the stories you're really trying to see, and it's just irritating. But if you're a business and you're providing value or content that people find interesting, let's say a campground, for example, and you're constantly throwing out content about camping or how to start a campfire or the latest innovations in tent technology or really cool things that you can do in the outdoors with bird watching or something like that. These are all things that people find valuable that don't, directly relate to book now, which is against everything that you've been taught for the last 70 years. I understand that. I get it. But we're playing the long game here. We're not playing the short game. Everyone else is playing the short game. And if you're willing to play the long game, then long term, you're going to have much more success than they are, because you're going to build a following of people who are willing to engage with you and your brand, because your campground is a brand, and they're going to be willing to do that in a friendly way. And then as a result of that, they're going to think of you the first time they want to go camping, even if they're not going in your neck of the woods. And if they've got a friend or a family member or anybody else who wants to go camping, you're going to say, hey, this is my favorite campground of all time. I follow them, and I only went there once, like 6 years ago, but they keep popping up on my newsfeed and giving me this cool content that I read like every week, and it's amazing. And if you go to Ohio or wherever this campground is, you've got to make sure that you stop and see these guys. And that's the kind of loyalty, that's the kind of brand engagement that you can't buy. And it's you can't do it. You can't purchase an ad to get it. You can't send out an email newsletter to get it. There's nothing that works except just providing value to people. And today we're talking about doing that through social media. Tomorrow we're going to talk about email marketing, SMS marketing, how to do it through there. But figure out what they like, what they don't like. Segment them into even greater detail if you can. Focus based on their interests. You can actually target people on Facebook based on different things instead of just kind of like everything to the same person. So there's a lot of tools at your disposal. There's a lot of ways that you can provide value. And as you consistently and constantly do that, yes, you do want to sell. Yes, you do want to, advertise your special offer or your new cabin that's coming in. You do want to tell your story and talk about yourself, but you want to do so in a way that makes people feel comfortable, that they're getting to know you, that they're getting to perceive you as a human being, as a friend, and that way you're not just selling to them. And so when the time comes when you do make that sale, when you have a special offer or whatever it may be, then they're more likely to listen to you because you've been providing value, sale. Value, sale. So I get it. A lot of people are going to tell you the exact opposite thing. Just kind of how we look at it. We're looking long term, trying to have you have a successful campground for 5, 10, 15, 20, 40 years, not just a successful campground for next week. So really appreciate you guys joining us here. Hopefully gave you some good ideas to target content on social media. Really appreciate you guys interacting, engaging with me, watching these videos. If there is anything that I can cover, do, say, talk about that would help you, a fellow campground owner, a friend, anything like that, please shoot me an email, brian@insiderperks.com. More than happy to listen, to read every single one, to respond to every single one. Really love you guys, appreciate you guys being there, and really looking forward to providing more value of my own. So we'll see you tomorrow.